Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. It's Shirley with Spirit of Matter. So my appeal to YouTube was granted, and I'm very filled with gratitude to YouTube. It's nice to get an appeal granted for a video when I won from basically rape. And so this is something, it takes me back to 2007 when that happened to me in 2007. I didn't know what it is, and when I said soul rape, or I didn't know how to express that, people wished me to be group raped. Really. And it was actual rape victims that understood that I went through something that's similar to what they went through. And I tried to see what helps rape victims so that maybe it will help me too, only to find out there was nothing, no model, nothing. We were beginning to build the thing, but to like to believe the person that they're not psychotic. Okay, and I'm talking about people that went through physical rape. And the thing is that I always brought this information because for me the context was it actually happened on YouTube with the person, and I'm not here to blame or shame the person. It's like they, I don't know, if a Mormon cult, I don't know what the fuck was that. Like people are not born rapists, okay? That's not the point. But the thing is, if you want to solve a problem, okay, terminally, okay, and I found on YouTube now that there are videos where you actually have subliminals or music to abolish spiritual rape. How do they call this? Traffickers. I did not know this exists, okay, until that happened to me. Okay. And I tried to find for what way, and I did not know this exists. And they do this. They think nobody will believe you. Nobody knows what it is. No, there are subliminals to abolish that. Yes, technologically you can identify this, but it's called the spiritual rape, or sexual assaults, or astral sexual assaults, traffickers, sexual violence, abolishes sexual violence, and apparently that's a thing. Okay, like I don't know what the dumb fuckery, but there are things you can do about this. So whether it's better per se, release the energy from the body. Okay, same things that works for. Okay, you release the energy, but you kind of send it back to sender. Okay, release it, release with the voice, release whatever. And that is something that I shared on my posts that might help you. And I come to talk about this because a lot of people don't know what it is. Okay, I spent decades not knowing what the fuck is the dumb fuckery. When I try to go for help, then what, people wish you to be group raped. And I'm like, thank you very much. That's gonna happen to you in the war. But but really, I mean, kill yourself. Don't report that. That's gonna grant an appeal. No, really, if you find a way, accessible way to end life without suffering, share it with the common good. This is important information. And yeah, but the thing is that that thing exists. I was not imagining. It's not schizophrenia. It's not, how can you compare? And it doesn't necessarily only happen to women, okay? It happens to many people. And I'm just sharing this information around. There is a post on my posts I shared for a video that is kind of like that music. As a person, as a targeted individual that had, I don't know, the people that planned 7th October, okay, that those. So I'm dealing with the dumb fuckery quite some. And the funny thing that I always seem to run into information that is actually useful for the collective. So I'm just sharing the information with you. I'm dealing with that way too fucking much. It's like you're kidnapped and constantly going through these things. They're doing war crimes anyway. They're gonna be slaughtered, but I'm like, can they be slaughtered already? Can they die already? It would be a good idea. Can they die already? Okay, like this. If they you say hurt people. If they are so hurt, then that with dignity. I don't wish them to suffer. Okay, so yes, I'm sharing this information with you. There is such a thing. A lot of people deal with that. Don't be ashamed for to talk about that. Anybody that there's question, you turn them to that video and you say, talk to the people in the comment if you dare. Okay? Because some of them learn to fend for themselves and they're going to send it back to sender. Okay? Because if you say you're imagining, you see, if a person doesn't know what it is, they're like, I don't know what it is, but I'm really sorry. But when a person is like, you know the beat. So back to sender, right? I mean, go get your rape back to sender. You send it, get it back. And the use of technology or remote viewing or astral, like, yeah, guys gonna get slaughtered anyway. I mean, you planned crimes against humanity and you continue to do it and target individuals. I'm like, when it comes to understanding people, like, with satanic ritual abuse, the fact that MK Ultra is also for politicians and so on and so forth. I'm all for understanding these things. Okay, I'm all for sharing the information. I'm all for resolving. I'm solving the problem. It's not. I'm not looking for a headhunt. But yeah, it's like whatever ends that situation as it happens, even if all of them die right now, this is okay, right? And so I just wanted to share that so people would know what it is, because it seems always very strange to people. I have been struggling with that since 2007. Okay, it was so much so that I had to find myself what would help rape victims. Maybe it could help me develop things, learn holistic medicine, learn philosophy of spirit and matter, learn so many things, and no one to turn to. Okay, be diagnosed with a million of things that have nothing to do with the thing itself that is being targeted individuals since 2007 over nothing. Okay, because there's some cold person, okay, that interacted with. That's it. that was the thing. I'm not saying even like blaming or there's like they probably grew into satanic ritual abuse. And so at first they tag the victim, so they say you're hysterical, you're this, you're bipolar, you're this, and you take all those things and you're like, okay, I'm probably completely verhooked. And I'm like, okay, that's reasonable. Then you find out about narcissism. Now, because you accepted that you are completely bonkers, you're like, yes, this is why I attract narcissists. Okay, no, that's MK Ultra, that's satanic ritual abuse. They program, and I remember 2007. Neptune was in my 12th, right? And I was pondering about the man and the machine, really. And also in the academia in 2017, I was pondering about this. I call it robotriki, which basically means robot and tricks. If you listen to Trudy Verstegen, you're like, oh my God, that's so spot on. And then I went to therapy, and it happened when the therapist was like that. And I'm like, this is, when people would talk about zombie apocalypse, I would think that this is a movie. Apparently, the movie is a documentary. So, yeah. This is so funny. I mean, as we speak, there's this weird energies, and I'm like, what the dumb fuckery is that? I mean, and the funny thing that these people never thought they're gonna get exposed. Like they never thought people were gonna know. Who's gonna know? They're gonna know. So what do you do about this? Well, at first we sing songs, and we hope that this will be the terminal solution. And we do whatever we have to do about this until this stops terminally. Right? Including everything, right? Because to make the rape stop, we do everything.